What's going on with the truckers? So here's the interesting fact. I don't know if you knew this, but did you know most of the ports in America are actually not owned by the government and not owned by the city and not owned by the state? So when you're looking at three and four of the biggest ports in America, you're thinking about LA, Long Beach, Seattle, Savannah, New York. I mean, those are the big players here in America. And guess what? Long Beach, LA, Seattle, no, they're not owned by the city. They're owned by private businesses.
I was able to go to the private ports with 40% of all products coming into the United States of America on the West Coast go through Los Angeles and what am I doing here?
Is it Long Beach?
Long Beach, thank you. And I know both the mayors. So I went to them and I said, what can we do? So I met with, and they're privately owned, these ports.
Now, according to the Bartholomew cited data revealing that at least 2/3 of the world's top 50 container ports are owned by the Chinese or supported by the Chinese investments, up from roughly 20% a decade ago. Those investments include terminals at major U.S. container ports in Los Angeles and Seattle. Why the hell would America want to give up that type of power? And honestly, in the 1980s, it was a political move. At that time in the late 80s, Orient Overseas International Limited bought the company. America was thinking that they're going to put billions of dollars into the Long Beach ports, which they did, and it would have new job opportunities for the people in the Los Angeles area. Now, you would think about it. Why would they do that? This is a Hong Kong-based company. But back then, Hong Kong was a part of the British colony. And honestly, for 3 decades, that relationship was great. Where that changed was actually July of 2017. What happened in 2017 was a company called Costco, not our Kirkland Costco, but Costco, a Chinese government company, came in and bought 75% of Orient Overseas International Limited. So what that meant at that time was the Chinese government owned one of the biggest ports in America. Now, our federal government, I don't know how they dropped the ball on this, but it was such a big concern that they made them and forced them to sell to a non-Chinese government-based company. So an Australian company named Macquarie came in and bought them for $1.8 billion. But when I look up this Australian Macquarie group, it looks like they have so many ties with China, it ain't even funny, man. They have relations and partnerships financially, everything tech-related with China. So at the end of the day, think about it. Chinese government forced to sell their company. Well, who are they going to sell it to? They're going to sell it to an ally, right? So right now, there's a big bottleneck supply chain problem in LA, in Long Beach, Seattle, and a lot of ports, right? So why don't they go to other ports? Well, Governor DeSantis says, look, we're open here in Florida. Come to us. There's tax write-offs. There's so many implications that can help you. We're already 24/7. We didn't shut down during COVID. We could get you.
And so we in Florida have the ability to help alleviate these log jams and help to ameliorate the problems with the supply chain. And part of it is because we've long been committed to reliable, modern, and accessible port facilities since I became governor in 2019.
Why are the ships not going there? Why? Because the ships are owned by China, and these ports, just like that data says, implies that they own 75% of the ports all over the world. And if they don't own them, they have investments in them. And so they're just going to go where they're going to make their money for their own narrative. Now, can China put their own spin and just keep on backing up the LA and Long Beach ports? Yeah, they can. I mean, that's 40% of the goods. They're trying to push their own narrative. I've said it before in a video. When you look at all these self-driving trucks, all these companies are owned by China. So what? They're going to own the seas and now own the roads in America too? I mean, it's up to them. We've given them this control over all these years. So it's our own damn fault. But I'm just letting you guys know, all this narrative of trucker shortage is not a trucker shortage. It's the people on top that control the food chain. And that supply food chain is controlled by China. So they can do what they want to do. but just here's some history points, here's some fact points, and you put your own connections together. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think and what the real issue really is.